All right, write in standard form. This is a little bit of writing, but if you know your multiplication tables, you're going to be fine. You just have to stay organized, okay? So f of x equals, that 4 is going to just hang out, and you're going to write the x minus 5 twice because it's a twin. So x minus 5, and then your minus 1 is like, hey, wait for me. And then we're going to just do like a whole lot of distributing. So the 4 is going to hang on, leave a parenthesis, and I will talk you through it. X times x. Good. The outsides are minus 5x. The insides are minus 5x. So what is that together? Get negative 10x. Perfect. Like you owe someone $5, then you owe them another $5. Now you owe them $10. And then why is it positive 25? Good job. Negative times a negative will be a positive. And then minus 1. All right, then what? Yep, distribute the 4. So that is going to give you 4x squared minus 40x plus, all right, 4 times 25 be 100, but then minus 1 is 99. Organization, just stay organized, be good. This is the one that throws everybody because it says write it in vertex form, and then everyone comes up to me during the quiz or test. I don't know how to write in vertex form. It means complete the square. If you feel like you're going to forget that, when it says vertex form, write down complete the square. That's what that's telling you to do. Complete the square. Because once I pass out the quiz, I can't tell you that anymore. Like I'm quizzing you. You have to know what to do. All right, so f of x equals, you're going to write down the first 2 terms. I'll use another color. We're going to divide by 2 and square. So 8 divided by 2. 4 squared, 16. Beautiful. I'm going to give that a hug. And you have to maintain the integrity of the problem. Believe it or not, you're not allowed to just go around changing things. I have to turn the 16 back into a 19. So what will I put at the end? Plus 3. 16 plus 3 gives you 19. And so then your final answer, you're just going to write it as something squared plus 3. And write it blank like that, because that'll help you. You'll be like, oh, now I just need to fill in the gap. And what goes in there is x plus a number or x minus a number. So x minus 4. Good. The whole point of doing that is now you can answer these questions. Using words like up, down, left, and right. How did this move? Up 3, good. Right 4. Okay, so imagine this. Do you have an imagination? Okay, if you go right 4 and up 3, where are you at? Yep, 4, 3. And then your axis of symmetry is a vertical line. So is that x equals or y equals? And you have to put x equals 4 is our x number. These are going to match because it's the center. That's it. All right, let's try that again. Only difference with this one is it has a 2 in front. You're going to factor out the 2, but only good memories from the first 2 terms. I'm going to cover up the 65. Just forget it's there. If you divide by 2, what are you going to get? X squared, good, plus 12x. The common mistake I always get on that is people take it out of the first term, but then leave the 24 there. If that happens, you're going to get very, very large numbers. Okay, if you leave the 24 in there, so try not to do that. All right, I'll use a different color. 12 divided by 2, 6 squared is 36. Good. And give everybody a chance to write it. It's not really a 36. It's a 2 times 36, which is what? 2 times 36 would be 72. So it's really a 72. Here, I'll write it down off to the side. We have to turn a 72 back into a 65. So how would you turn a 72 back into a 65? Yep, minus 7, right? Yeah, count on your fingers if you need to. That's what I do. All right, and then write your final answer. It's going to be 2 times blank squared minus 7. Do that. That will calm you down. You'll be like, hey, I wrote out the framework of it. Then what's going to go in the blank? X plus 6. Using words like up, down, left, and right, how did it shift? Good. Okay, come with me on this with your imagination. If you go left 6, down 7, what's your point? Good. They're both negative. Negative 6, negative 7. And then your axis of symmetry would be x equals negative 6. Cool. That's probably the hardest one on you, with like, no doubt. All right, solve by factoring. Go ahead and draw your 2 sets of parentheses. I need numbers that multiply together to equal 6. All right, let's try 2 and 3. 2x and 3x. If that's not right, we'll try something else. I need numbers that multiply together to equal 5. 5 and 1, let's try that. All right, come with me on this. What are the outsides giving you? Yeah, 2 times 1 is 2, so that's 2x. The insides are 5 times 3, 15. Will 15 and 2 get you to 13 in the middle? Yes. You would need a plus 15 minus 2. We're not done though, because what do you still have to do? Make them equal 0, because you need to get actual answers. So let me cover up this one. If you solve this first one, what would you do to both sides? Subtract 5, this is going to be negative 5, and then divide by 2. And if you want to write out those steps, go for it. I just try to talk people through it like at this level. All right, and then this one, you would add the 1, so it's positive 1, divide by 3. I think I know what this conversation is over here, so can I address this real quick? Don't write this because I'm going to write it wrong. If you flip the 1 and 5 around, it seems like it's going to work, because what's 5 times 2? 10, and then this would be 3. 10 plus 3 is 13, but why does that not work out? 1 times 5 is positive 5, and it's a negative 5, so that's why that won't work. It's a very subtle difference. Was I right? Is that what you're talking about? Or is it something different? Well, can I answer your question then? No, that's the question. I'll come over to you when we're done. All right, so this one, draw your 2 sets of parentheses. How are you going to split 4x squared? 2 and 2. And then 81. Yeah, 9s, and then 1 plus and 1 minus. It doesn't matter which one you make which. It doesn't make a difference because it's the same thing. All right, and then if you set those equal to 0, let me cover up this one. What would you do here? Yep, minus 9, divide by 2. And then the other one would be positive 9. So when you have a difference of squares, it ends up being the same thing, just opposite sides. And then these last ones are complete the square. So that's what I taught you last time. You're just going to actually finish the problem this time, all right? So write down your first 2 terms, leave a gap. And what is going to be on the other side? Because I have to move this over. Negative 3. Oops. All right, divide by 2 and square. So it's 10 divided by 2. 5 squared, 25. So do plus 25 on both sides. We're going to write it as something squared. So what goes in the blank? Good, x plus 5. And then on the other side, 22. That's what I taught you last time. We're just going to keep going. There's 2 more steps. So what's the next step? Okay, cool. When you square root, you have to put plus or minus. Hey guys, without a calculator, what's the square root of 22? Square root of 22. It doesn't even split apart, so you leave it alone. And then the last step is to subtract 5, but where should I put that? In front. So it's -5 plus and minus square root of 22, which is a fantastic answer. Actually, it's 2 answers. All right, last one. We're going to divide out of 3, but only from the first 2. I'm just going to cover up that 7. What do you get when you divide by 3? Good. X squared plus 4x, leave a gap. And then what will it equal on the other side? Because you have to move this over. Negative step. Divide by 2 and square. But the other thing is when you see a 4 here, do you know what it's going to be? 4. Like when it's 4, it's going to be 4 because 2 plus 2 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. But on this side, it's not really a 4. It's a 12. It's 3 times 4. You guys have got that. Just don't forget to do that on the actual quiz. So it's going to be 3 blank squared. What's going to go in the blank there? X plus 2. And then this side is 5. And then I just have a couple more steps to finish it up. Again, that's where we stopped last time. We're going to just keep going. Can you just make sure your answer's right? What would you do to both sides? All right, divide by 3. So you're just going to leave it as 5 over 3. And then square root. So it'll be x plus 2 equals. What do I have to put with the square root? All right, plus and minus. Hey guys, without a calculator, what's the square root of 5/3? Square root of 5/3. And then your last step, -2. And just put the -2 out front.